Okay, good morning everybody. My name's Matt Reyes.
My name is James Patton.
And I'm Marshall.
We're here to bid for survey work. My survey is to take place in Falmouth Bay, okay, so the area down here. What I'm going to be looking at is surveying the area for the existence of eelgrass, or Zostra marina. Whilst I was out on the Ifka boat, we actually spotted a few strands of Zostra down there, and also I've heard reports that it is growing down there, so I'm going to go and have a look and see what I can find, basically. Okay, I'm going to be using GPS and GIS to map the eel beds, or eelgrass down there. Potential use of side scan. I already have side scan data that I got on the Ifka boat as well, so if I can get some more, that would be great. But I already have that available to me. This is using a scuba video camera and a backup snorkel survey if I can't get hold of the boat. It's going to be carried out on a boat using the scuba and GPS along drift transect lines. The data, like I said, the data has already been collected for the side scan. The Marine School have a rib which may be available for me to use. The Marine School also have canoes, open top canoes. I have relevant qualifications to use both of these, so I can get out there on the water. The scuba is with Falmouth Harbour Commission, who I will be contacting in the next few days to see if I can get hold of that and possibly use that. Side scan is not essential, but again, I've been informed that potentially Falmouth Harbour Commission might have one, and I'm aware that if they have one, so I might be contacting just to see if I might be able to borrow that for a day. I've requested college to purchase one. Again, Luke is very keen to get this one off the ground, but that one won't be arriving until September at the earliest. So we'll try and get this done over the summer months. Why would I want to do this? It's relevant to the local area, it extends the knowledge of the eelgrass, it helps them understand the ecology of the area, and hopefully it sets up a baseline survey that can be used again in the future. And it's never been surveyed before. I didn't really know it was there. It's low investment at just £250 for me to carry out this survey. I'm already qualified to use the boat, I'm passionate about the subject, I'm available over the summer months, I'm familiar with the equipment and I'm extremely hard working. Thank you very much.
I'll be conducting a similar survey to Matt's, producing a GIS map of the distribution of the eelgrass, but the bed I'll be covering is located off Penarrow Point, just off Milo. I'll be doing a drift transect survey, measuring the abundance, health and state of the bed compared to previous map data. I'll also be using the drop-down waterproof camera with attached quad wrap to get continuous live video, which will then be analysed alongside a chart plotting software. I'll be carrying out my research with Matt, so I'll be using similar equipment with similar costing, around £250. The value of the survey is extremely important because of the fragile habitat, which is home to a range of organisms. It's an extremely productive habitat and provides a nursery ground for various juvenile species. The data will be vital to aiding conservation and management of the area and limiting potential impacts, such as the recent plan to dredge the harbour. I think I should secure the bid due to enthusiasm and willingness to gain further experience in oceanographic surveying. I've got a good knowledge acquired from the first year of studying at Falmouth Marine School, a willingness to conduct the survey at minimal costs, and availability during the summer.
Hi, good morning. My survey will take place in Foy Harbour, which is over here, and the Pole Ruin side. Okay. The survey will be to map the extent, indicators of health and biodiversity over there. Foy Harbour is a voluntary marine conservation area, so I'm working in conjunction with the Cornwall Wildlife Trust, and previous research was undertaken in 2002, so my survey will be to do a comparison with the data that was collected then to see what has changed over the years. It's a biodiversity action plan habitat, and it stabilises the substrate and provides habitat for a number of species. So Foy Harbour Commissioners have asked if we can map the boundary area So at the first instance, they will know where the boundary lies, and then secondly, the plan is to do a sea search dive survey, which will be again in conjunction with the Cornwall Wildlife Trust. I've already contacted them and they are able to put the dives in place. So in terms of costings, it will fall under the sea search insurance, and they will put a team of divers in which hopefully will have already taken part in the seagrass identification training prior, so they will have specialised knowledge. The sea search survey forms are here, so that forms a habitat plan and also species diversity plan. It's very detailed, and the information from that can be used in terms of assessing the environmental impact of the mooring buoys, because over this side there is a lot of mooring buoys in the area, so we're looking at the environmental impact of that, and also to influence the conservation measures that are needed in the area. I'm a qualified scuba diving instructor, so I will be taking part in the diving, and also topside when we do the survey to map the boundary. I will also be on the boat, which hopefully we can get from Foy Harbour commissioners. We may have access to some ROV equipment from Plymouth University, which we are negotiating at the moment, but in the absence of that, I'm proposing that we purchase an aquascope, which you can view from the surface under the water to get it, rather than having the ROV in. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. We just direct it to anyone or everyone?
It's up to you.
Okay, well, Matt, now,
Yep.
so this side scan, what are you hoping to do with the side scan?
The side scan gives a good indication of what's actually on the seafloor and the substrate that's down there. So hopefully, from the side scan data already, I can see where there's differences in the seafloor. So I know where I'm actually going to start looking in the first place. Eelgrass and sort of zostra grows in sort of the fine sand, gravel sort of sediment areas. So I'm going to be looking for those areas. There's no point in me going into rocky areas to look for eelgrass if it's obviously not going to grow in those sorts of areas. So actually when we ran the side sonar out there when we were out in the Ifka boat, we actually found a dark patch on the side scan, which we went back and had a look at. And when we went back and had a look at that, we actually found sort of little growths of zostra. So we'll get in and have a look a little bit further, find out how much is there.
What depth does it lie?
7 metres, which I was really surprised at.
So it's always at that strike?
Yeah, it was in around 7 metres where we saw those strands. Again, I spoke to Holly Lampton, who actually snorkeled the bay off the Glen Bays there, and she said she was just by the buoy line there, so that was lying at about 5 metres.
But what are its depths? From what to what?
From what to what?
Eelgrass, is it, I mean, what's this lower level and what's this upper level?
For
What's the range? Sorry, what's
For
the
it
range
to
of
grow,
depth?
I believe the eelgrass grows in sort of shallow waters down to about 10 metres, I think, is what I've read in the papers that I've been looking at. So.
Can I just ask Clare a question? Clare, you've got loads and loads of different people and agencies, and there's quite a lot of stuff I think on your plan which is dependent on goodwill and your management. Have you got any contingency plans in case sort of like you don't get your divers trained or you can't get bits of equipment, things like that?
Well, the contingent, I've got Angie Gordon, who was, she worked at the Cornwall Wildlife Trust. She doesn't now work there, but she wants to be part of the survey. So her link is with Plymouth University. I had an email back to say that we're pretty definite we've got the ROV. There is a bit of a problem with the mooring buoys in using the ROV and the equipment, so that's when my backup with the aquascope comes in, so we can do the surface work there. In terms of the diving itself, if we can't do the dives, we could snorkel the area. And the diving survey would provide more of the biodiversity of it. We could map it. We could have done the mapping without the dive survey. However, the dive survey will provide more in-depth information for everybody, and for the Wildlife Trust, that's what they're really interested in. Foy Harbour commissioners are interested in the boundary line initially, because no research has been taken place since 2002, so we're 10 years on from that, so they're really interested to know what's there, because there's a lot of boating activity in that part of the harbour.
Yeah, Matt's already, excuse me, mentioned Holly Latham. Have you met with her or heard of her work?
I have.
Okay.
I've not met with, well, I have met with her through a meeting with
Okay.
because I'm a volunteer at the Wildlife Trust.
Right, I
But
definitely.
no, I haven't linked in with her. There's a number of people that I'm sort of working with at the moment.
A
so-
lot of what you said is a lot of the
Yeah.
work and a lot of challenges that she's come up across. For
Right.
instance, the ROV working in and against moorings is complete hopeless work.
Yeah.
Don't even go there. There are alternatives,
Mm.
and she certainly would be the person to say
Okay.
practically this works and how do you work with that.
Okay, thank you.
Last question to James. What happens if we have the terrible summer that we're predicted? You can't get out on your boat.
Well, I'm available all summer for survey work, so it's just, I can literally up and go whenever. So if there's a day that is good weather and calm, I'll just
You'll be
be
there.
straight out there. So just using my time efficiently.
James, have a chat to Mark Hillenbach at Truro Harbour office,
Okay.
because Milo's up in his patch of water, so he
Yeah.
might be able to offer you boats and
Okay, thank you.
Brilliant. And you also need to double check with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can make that part of your plan.
You need to tell them that you're there,
And what you're
because they
doing.
run you over.
But he is really nice. So